Ever feel like you're stuck in quicksand, but mentally? Have you ever felt like you're in motion, but not moving? Like your brain is running a marathon, but your body hasn't left the couch. You're thinking, worrying, planning, stressing, but somehow nothing's actually getting done. You stare at your to-do list. It stares back. The dishes still need washing. That email still needs writing. The big idea you were once so excited about now feels like a mountain with no map. And the worst part? It's not just what you're not doing, it's how it feels. Like there's this heavy fog you can't walk through. Like you're on a treadmill in wet concrete. Like you're waiting for motivation to strike like lightning, but all it does is drizzle. And in those moments, you start asking yourself, am I just lazy? Where did my drive go? Why can't I just start? Let me pause right there and tell you something real. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You're just stuck. And being stuck doesn't mean you're incapable. It just means you've lost momentum. The power of momentum. Momentum is one of those invisible forces that we don't talk about enough. But once you have it, everything changes. You know that feeling when you're in the zone? When one task flows into the next and ideas feel like they're pouring out of you. That's momentum in action. It's not just about productivity. It's about possibility. It's when your brain stops saying, I can't, and starts whispering, let's go. Let's keep going. What's next? Here's the wild part. You don't need a perfect routine or a 3-hour morning ritual to build momentum. You don't need a week off to get your life together. You don't need to wait for inspiration to land in your lap like a divine memo. You just need a spark. A single action. A quick win. Just enough to turn the wheel. Because once you're moving, even just a little, it's so much easier to keep going. Momentum doesn't care how small you start. It just cares that you start. And guess what? You can start with just 2 minutes. Yep, it's 2-minute wins, the secret to building momentum. Here's the twist. What if the difference between feeling stuck and being unstoppable wasn't a grand strategy or a life coach or some perfect timing? What if it was just 2 minutes? That's the power of a 2-minute win. Not a 2-hour hustle, not a massive breakthrough. Just a tiny, winnable, doable action that tells your brain, look, I'm not frozen, I'm moving, I'm doing something, I've got this. It's not about tricking yourself. It's about gently outsmarting the resistance. It's starting small on purpose, because small doesn't mean insignificant. Small is how big things begin. Imagine this. You write one paragraph instead of trying to draft an entire article. You clean just one drawer, not the whole room. You send one email, not get caught up on your inbox. You work on your side hustle for just 2 focused minutes, not the whole night. These are what I call momentum igniters. They're small enough to start immediately, yet powerful enough to rewire your mindset. They break the spell of stagnation. They shift the focus from perfection to progress. And once you start stacking these tiny wins, you start feeling like someone who finishes things, someone who takes action, someone who's becoming. Examples of 2-minute wins. Let's bring this to life. Here are some real-world, no-fluff examples of 2-minute wins that can change your whole vibe. Clean out 5 junk emails. It takes less time than scrolling your feed, but the mental clarity you get? Chef's kiss. Write the first sentence of your project. That blinking cursor is no longer your enemy. It's your invitation. Make a simple to-do list. Just getting those racing thoughts out of your head and onto paper? Instant relief. Respond to one message you've been avoiding. Not all of them, just one. You'll feel lighter, braver, more in control. Stretch. Breathe. Meditate for 2 minutes. Because forward motion starts with inner stillness too. Tidy your workspace. Visual clutter creates mental clutter. One quick sweep can reset your entire focus. Check your budget or bank app. Financial avoidance adds up. 2 minutes of honesty can spark a month of action. And here's the thing. You might only do 2 minutes. And that's great. But more often than not, you'll keep going. Why? Because momentum is contagious. Because 2 minutes feels good. And when something feels good, you naturally want more. That's the beauty of 2-minute wins. They don't just build progress. They build belief. Creating a positive cycle. Here's where the real transformation begins. Those 2-minute wins, they're not isolated moments. They're dominoes. Each one you knock down pushes the next. And suddenly, you're no longer pushing yourself forward. Momentum is pulling you. Let's say you start your day by writing 1 sentence. Suddenly, your mind's warmed up. Ideas start flowing. You cross off one task, then another. By lunch, you're no longer catching up on your day, you're owning it. That's the positive cycle. Every tiny win whispers, you're doing it. Every small act of follow-through builds trust with yourself. And trust, that's where consistency lives. And consistency is where greatness grows. And look, there will still be days when you're not feeling it, when your energy's off, when resistance is loud. That's when the 2-minute win is your superpower. Because even on your worst days, you can do something. And doing something means you didn't let the day win. You did. Final takeaway and call to action. Let's break this down. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need a 20-step plan. You don't need to wait for motivation. You need a spark, a shift, a tiny, powerful start. So here's your challenge, and don't just listen to this part. Do it. Pick one thing you've been avoiding. Just one. Set a timer for 2 minutes and give it your full attention. No pressure, no perfection, just action. Then when those 2 minutes are up, you'll feel it. That lightness, that little click. That's momentum showing up at your door. Answer it. Because the truth is, you're not stuck because you lack discipline. You're stuck because you forgot what progress feels like. So go remind yourself, right now. Drop A in the comments if you're starting today. Tag a friend who needs this spark. And if this message moved you, pass it forward. Let's create a chain reaction of 2-minute wins. Because in the end, it's not the giant leaps that build your future. It's the consistent small steps you choose again and again. And those steps? They start with 2 minutes, but they lead to everything. Let's move. Your momentum is waiting.